There have been so many people that have asked me about the 430 build, how much it costs, and what even is the entire story with it. So buckle up, because I'm gonna go back into the depths of my own brain to tell you the story of this very weird spaghetti colored Ferrari F430 that I got back in, would have been October of 2019. So I'm Alex Martini with 2 underscores on Instagram, and today we're talking about my Junkyard Ferrari and my hopes in sharing why I think we may end up actually selling it. So to get things started, when I picked up that car, I bought it from IAAI or Copart, and I bought it in October of 2019. I wasn't really planning on buying it. It was actually a very long story from a life that's past me, but the car was purchased on a weekend when I was on a trip, and when I returned from that trip, I was told that I was gonna have to wire money to this random bank for the total of like $52,000-ish. It was a 2007 Ferrari F430. It had 10,000 miles on it, and the damage on the car was unknown. When we took a look at the pictures, it looked actually pretty decent. It had a caramel interior. It had this weird like Corsa Rosso red exterior. It was kind of funky looking, and we didn't know what was wrong with it. But over time, I quickly learned that 430 to rebuild on a YouTube channel is really not all that it's cracked up to be. There's some really cool people out there. Like, I think his name is Neil Armstrong's doing it. Tavares is doing it, and there's been some other people that have done it in the past, and it's a very cool, exciting build, but I have too much anxiety and not enough just it weeball money to do that ever again. When we cracked the transmission open to see what was going on with it, to kind of figure it all out, to get it started, we had to recharge the batteries. There was coolant in the transmission. The suspension was cut, like the cords were cut to the suspension control module pieces, which meant every single light under the sun on the dash was on. We spent the next 6 months fixing all of that. Going through, fixing up the coolant issue. We took out the actual heat exchanger. We rewired it or rerouted it to the back of the car. We put new suspension in it, new wheels, new tires, new gaskets, new plastic components, new buttons, new electronics, all that sort of good stuff. And the price on that stuff was a chunk of change. 2020 saw a bagged 430 on ESR multi-piece wheels and some Michelin Sport Cup 2s. That car barely ran. I remember that. That was a tough year. And going into 2020 to 2021, I remember that we needed to change that. So we ended up going and tearing it all apart again, a second time. We needed to redo the air suspension, because the air suspension that we ran initially was kind of rough. And AccuAir's CVT system that we had in the car to promote, it was this huge promotion. We were really excited. I liked AccuAir at the time. They called me one day and they're like, yeah, we're not supporting the CVT anymore. Sorry. So we had to change all of that out, to which we got very little support on. We went through, we redid the wheels, we redid the tires, and then we started actually going through the interior. In 2021, I believe it was, to 2022 is when we really started playing with the interior of the car. Paradis Stitchco and I worked together on redoing the entire interior of the car, because it smelt like the underside of a VHS underneath a couch stuck in a motorhome from 1982. It was gross. And so we changed it all from that brown leather interior, which I did like if it wasn't dog shit, and we put black Alcantara with the blue leather stitching, which we really liked. We went with exotic car gear steering wheel because we went with the 1x1 carbon weave, and then the rest of the carbon on the car all went to 1x1 weave. So everything really kind of started to match. Finally, the car started to look good. And then we finally got into 2022. 2022 was a weird year because the car was still having coolant issues, and obviously my entire life flipped upside down when I started to do this for myself, starting after April 15th of last year. And things got really tight. I had sold some of my cars. We had sold some other stuff that I was kind of hanging on to. I pulled some money out from the old places that I'm supposed to keep for, you know, future Alex, to kind of follow this dream and follow this passion. But the car was still not done, and we still had to finish it. So we went through, we got it ready. We ended up going through the cooling system again. We had to put a new cooling system, an entire new cooling system in the front of the car, which was like $6,000. The reason I love the Honda S2000 way more than I love the 430 is because when something breaks on the S2K, it's like $100 to fix. With the 430, I am so blessed to have Motion Products and the guys up the road, T. Rutland's, and Classic Mechanics, because if I had to always go through just Ferrari to get these parts, I would be broke. Anyway, we still have some more stuff to do that makes me a little bit worried if we're actually gonna ever get done with this thing, which is why I think I do need your help, because a car that started off its life with me of being put onto a trailer to where it is now, I would consider that a success. I do want to continue to turn it into a track wrap, but there is something big coming up that I'm really excited to share with everybody. And it's something that I've been working on behind the scenes that will get released at the end of April. And that's going to be us jumping back into the market with a really cool brand. The thing with starting up new businesses and new brands and trying to do it over again by yourself is that you need this weird thing called money. And I've been trying to be as transparent as I could with doing March Martini Madness so that we can make some money back from the trip with Banging Gears, because that was expensive and I'm still not really entirely sure if it was worth it. And now we're jumping into what will hopefully be the final dream job thing. So I'm confused. I need your help, because if we keep the car and we turn it into a track rat and we just blow it up, or we just drive it until it blows up and then we case swap it, that could be fun. But a little part of me will die inside. But the car could be ready for the track with maybe a little bit more work on the cooling system. The second option is to sell it, or to sell the Gloria or the S2000, because I really want to focus on my dream of starting this business, of starting this brand for you guys over again, and doing it the way that I feel is best. And to do that would mean that I kind of have to find that cash to do it. So I can try to keep it all, but it's going to be slow sailing. I could try selling something, one of the three. You guys could tell me which one. But I wanted to kind of let you know with where I'm at with the whole thing, and if you guys enjoy this type of update or not. The release is going to be, I think, on April 16th. We're going to be doing it at Riverside. I'm so stoked for it. It's been a lot of work figuring it all out and getting back into it, but I really want to make a splash. And I want to also keep to my promise of eventually hiring my friends and doing cool stuff with cars pretty much forever, so that eventually I can have a really cool family. We're saving cats and dogs. We have some cool cars, and my friends are all loving what they do every single day. I just don't know if we can keep all of the things that we have right now while also trying to start this at the same time. So let me know your thoughts. I know it's a weird video. I would appreciate it a lot. And of course, thank you so much for staying in tune with March Martini Madness. This is the last video of the month-long content that we did. And let me tell you, it was a lot of work. It was awesome. I had to have friends help me because I definitely did not edit every single one of these videos. I've got friends behind the scenes right now that have helped me set up and edit things and clean things up. So thank you to you guys. And thank you so much for watching this month-long content. Hopefully we can do it again in 2024, maybe with a little bit more help and a little bit more planning. But it was a blast. And hopefully y'all are ready for what's coming in April. I'll keep you posted on Discord, and I'll also keep you posted through the YouTube community. If you're not on Discord though, that's really where I'm keeping everyone up to date with some of the more personal stuff that's happening in my life. So if you enjoy it, great. If you hate it, that's okay too. You can just tell me in the comments. I'm AlexMartini with 2 underscores on Instagram, and we will see you later. Adios.